Have you ever brushed off a compliment or, downplayed a win that you had? I know that many people struggle with something called discounting the positive. And that is the secret that is harming people because it's keeping us stuck. It's keeping us a victim. It's keeping us from doing all that God has for us to do. And in today's video, we are going to tackle that. We're going to dig in and we're going to find out what to do about it. And if you don't know me, my name is Melanie Borbo, and I help women go who are stressed, depressed, and overwhelmed move into being healed, aligned, and prospering. So, what happens when we think about this whole idea of discounting the positive or downplaying things or, making ourselves less than, that can play a really major role in how we show up, how we perform, our mental health, our physical health, like the whole thing. Everything can be connected. And, I used to be that girl. I used to be that one who could never receive a compliment, who could never expect something better. I always sort of expected the worst. And you know what? It never got me anywhere. Like, I remember being that girl that wouldn't smile with my mouth open. I would just smile like, and so to me, that smile never reached my eyes. When I look back now and look at it, I'm like, I always look so sad. Like and there was lots going on in my life at that time. And so, I probably was sad. But what I've learned is that when we can get control of what's happening in our brain, in our mind, we can really make huge changes in our life without striving and without pushing hard. It really starts up here. And then all the other things that we do are, they work together. They're more in alignment. They're more effective. So what do we do when you are stuck in that place of, that place of discounting or brushing it off or whatever? Here are some quick things that you can do. So the first thing that you want to do is, I heard a lady talk about this and I thought it was such a brilliant idea. She says to set a timer on your phone 3 times a day. You want to like set your alarm on your phone so that it goes off. And at that time, you want to stop and think about what you're thinking about. I love that. I love that phrase. I use that all the time. Think about what you're thinking about, because most times we don't, do we? Most times we don't think about what we're thinking about unless what we're thinking about really hurts us. But if it's just a neutral kind of thing, or if it's just something we think about all the time, we don't really pay much attention to it. So when this alarm goes off, I want you to stop. Stop and think about how do I feel right now? Like, what's happening in me? How do I feel physically? How do I feel mentally? And then, like, what am I thinking about? Think about what you're thinking about. And I want you to write it down. I want you to get a journal and I want you to write it down, because if you do this, the more consistently you do this, the more you're creating pathways in your brain, new pathways in your brain, and you're creating new habits. So like the more we do this, the more it becomes just second nature. And so all of a sudden you're like, for instance, this morning I was feeling kind of down and feeling kind of just tired and overwhelmed. And, the enemy wants to come in and start whispering all these lies, like, this is dumb. You shouldn't even do this. Nobody even cares that you're doing this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was like feeling kind of defeated, kind of overwhelmed. And so I go outside, which is one of the things that I tell everybody to do when you want to improve your mental health immediately. Go outside, get fresh air, get sunshine, do something active. So I went out and shoveled some snow. Not that I love the snow, but it's good exercise and got me, outside and doing something. Anyway, as I'm shoveling snow, I'm talking to the Lord, like, Lord, change my heart. Change my heart. I don't understand where these bad thoughts are coming from, and I don't want to keep them, because you know what? I don't like feeling bad. I don't know about you, but I hate it, actually. And so I was just like, change me, Lord, show me, change me, make it so that, because I know that I'm doing what God has called me to do. But that doesn't always mean it's going to go smoothly. It doesn't always mean it's going to happen fast. It doesn't always mean that there's not going to be some huge hiccups along the way. In fact, when you are on purpose for God, doing what God has asked you to do, more often than not, there are going to be trials, there are going to be setbacks, there are going to be things that pop up that make it really hard to continue going on without, without the power of God and without the Holy Spirit. So anyway, I'm asking the Lord, change my heart, fix me, Lord. So I come back in feeling better. Okay, now I can do what I have to do, which, was doing some videos, doing this video, doing videos for my 90-day challenge inside of my community, and just getting things ready to walk out this purpose that God has put on me, on my heart, right? And so if I would have just allowed myself to wallow, if I wouldn't have thought about what I was thinking about, I would have probably done nothing today. I probably would have allowed the enemy to stop me, which is exactly what he wants to do, might I add. That's what he wants. He wants you to stop. He wants you to be overwhelmed and discouraged and anxious and depressed. He wants you to do all those things. God does not want you to do those things. So think about what you're thinking about. That's the first one. The second one is you want to, when someone gives you a compliment, instead of saying, yeah, but, or I don't know, like, I didn't really do anything, how about you just say, thank you? That's it. Thank you. You're receiving it because when someone gives you a compliment, they're actually giving you a gift. They're giving you a blessing. And if we don't take it, if we don't receive it, well, it's very detrimental to, because now they feel like, oh, well, like the blessing didn't go anywhere. It didn't bless the way that it was supposed to. In order for a blessing to be a blessing, it has to be given and it has to be received. That's what God does with us. That's his love that he gives for us, right? He gives it and we receive it and he's like, fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. And that's what we should do. Thank you. That's all we have to say. I had a dear friend. She had this beautiful dress on, beautiful color for her. Like it just looks so good. And I said, oh my goodness, I said that dress is like, that color is your color. That looks so good. And she said, she kind of stopped and she said, I don't know what to say. And I said, well, you just say thank you. And she goes, okay, thank you. She said, that's always really hard for me. And I said, I get it. It is. That's a hard one. Like it's hard to just accept it. It's hard to just receive it. But the more you practice that muscle, the stronger it gets. And then like that simple little thank you, now you're going to open yourself up to receive more blessings, bigger blessings. And you're going to be able to go, yes, I do deserve this. Yes, it's okay. I can take it, right? I can take it in. So that's the second one. The third one is that when someone compliments you, you want to do something with it because you are creating new pathways in your brain. So if someone sends you a text about, something that they appreciate about you or something, frame it or write it down or, do something with it so that you can actually go back and look at it another day. And this is a fantastic way to build those pathways because all of a sudden now you're seeing these compliments, you're seeing these wins, you're seeing these things around you, like have them around your computer, have them on your bathroom mirror, have them on your fridge. Because then when you're just doing the things the normal things that you're doing, you can be reminded, oh yeah, that person really thought that I looked good in that dress, or that person was really appreciative that I helped them do that thing, right? Again, repetition, right? Repetition, repetition, repetition. The more we do the thing that we want to see in our life, the more that pathway grows. And the old one gets less than, right? It's just think about a path in the grass. It's the way I explain it inside my community. You have a dog that walks one path all the way from the house to the gate, the house to the gate, the house to the gate. Now you've got a trench, like that grass doesn't grow there anymore. He has walked it. There's no growth there. But if he stops walking that path and starts walking this one, pretty soon this one's the one that's like got no grass growing. This is the one that's well worn. This one starts to grow back in. That's what it is like in our brain. That's it. So when we have a habit that we don't like, we just have to find a habit that we do like, change it, repeat that habit over and over and over and over again. This pathway is going to be stronger. This one's going to be weaker. It's the secret. It's the secret. So do something with a compliment. And then another one is obviously practice gratitude. Like that, I feel like that is just something I say all the time because to me it is a key. It is a key for success. When we are feeling, like a victim or we're feeling anything negative, if you can find something to be grateful for, it's like it just overrides that negativity. You can't be grateful and be negative at the same time. So again, pathways, right? You want to follow the right pathway. So, but I want to take this one step further. So instead of just being grateful for something, which I still want you to do, write it down, especially if you aren't in the habit of writing down what you're grateful for. Make it a practice. So powerful. I love it. Love it. Love it. But this is one step, taking it one step further. What if you wrote down 3 good things that you either did or that happened to you each single day, each and every day? Because I know that good things happen, even on the hard days, even when things look like this whole day has been a train wreck and I just want to crawl into bed, there's still something good. And the more you start to look for those good things that either you do to yourself or to others, the more of those things you're going to do. So you got up and let's say you drank all your 8 to 10 glasses of water today. That's a good thing. Let's say you went for a walk. That's a good thing. Let's say you called your mom. That's a good thing, right? So start to look for those good things and document them. Again, why are we documenting? Repetition, 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 repetition. Grow the proper new pathway. Let the old one cover over. Important. And again, friend, if you want more of this, if you want to be a part of a community, if you want to learn and grow and overcome and align and prosper, then you need to come into the peace, purpose, and profit community, because that's what we do there. And we're doing this 90 days to renewal challenge right now. And there's so many golden nuggets in there. Also, like there's just so much that is in the community already and that is coming. So don't do this journey alone. It's really way more fun with other people. And it's usually more effective, to be totally honest. So you'll find the link for that community in the show notes for this, or the description for this video. Also, you'll find it at the first page of my YouTube channel. It's school.com/peace, purpose, profit. I can't wait to see you in there, my friend. Take care and God bless.